Okay, so clearly you have been fooled about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 here. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First things first, the reason I'm saying that you have been fooled, or I should say you have been misinformed about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is simply because there are quite a few comments under my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 review claiming that the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is the same as the Galaxy Z Fold 4. And in fact, I've seen comments like that in not only my comment section, but in the comment section of other Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 videos. And I'm here to tell you folks that all of this tells me one thing. In fact, it tells all of us who have been using the Galaxy Z Fold 5, it tells us one thing. You've seen it in videos, but you have never touched or played with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. The reason I'm saying this also is because I've had this discussion with a bunch of other creators who happen to own the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, and some of them actually were creators who believed that the Z Fold 5 was exactly the same as the Z Fold 4 prior to the phone actually dropping. So many of them were saying, you know what, I don't know that I want to grab that. It looks just like the Z Fold 5, and then they ended up picking up the phone, and once you start using the phone, I mean, anywhere from the feel of it to just the user experience, you can clearly, and I'm saying without a doubt, tell that the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is not the same as the Galaxy Z Fold 4. If you were to put me in the blind test and gave me both the Z Fold 4 and the Z Fold 5, and I had them in both of my hands and I closed my eyes, I would be able to tell you which one is the 4 and which one is the 5 without missing a beat. And again, I'm saying this because there was actually a discussion on Twitter about this. Lots of people saying, oh, the Z Fold 5 is exactly like the Z Fold 4, and none of those people happen to own the Z Fold 5, which is the reason they believe it's the Z Fold 4, because it looks a lot like the Z Fold 4. And by the way, as I am addressing this situation, to those of you who were thinking about picking up the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, I want to quickly let you know that Samsung actually brought back some of those top level trade-in deals. So if you want to go ahead and take a look at those, I will have the links in the description. Make sure to check out those links. You can always order and of course return it within 14 days if you don't like it. But anyways, just wanted to go ahead and drop this before I continue with this. So those deals are back, so make sure to check those out. Anyway, so let's talk about why the design of the Z Fold 5 may lead some people to think that it's the Z Fold 4. You have to think about the fact that Samsung has a high focus on perfecting the design. So with every new iteration, Samsung makes adjustments to the design to perfect it, right? So Samsung is not out there to just try to drop a new design of a Galaxy Z Fold 5, the Galaxy Z series every now and then. You know, you have to think about the fact that Samsung is highly focused on reliability, right? You do have other folding devices there, but why is the Z Fold 4 series still number one, or I should say the more mainstream one? That's because Samsung has its core focus centered around reliability, meaning when they drop a phone, you know, things that don't work during that iteration, they go ahead and fix those things, look at it as, you know, increments of progress, you know, on the phone, and then the next iteration they go ahead and drop a better phone. Now, if we take a look, for example, just at the S Pen, that's one aspect of the phone that is now different, a lot more portable. The phone itself is lighter. You may have heard some people who claim that they're able to feel that the phone is truly lighter than the Z Fold 4. It is actually built to be lighter, to be 10 grams. I believe it's 10 grams lighter than the Z Fold 4, but it's not something that, you know, your hand is not that, you know, that well calibrated for you to be able to tell, you know, how light it is to the Z Fold 4. But some people are already feeling that. They feel like they can tell that it's lighter than the Z Fold 4. That's one of the increment. And you also have to think about the fact that Samsung is so highly focused, you know, on this hinge. Every iteration of this model, they have made progress, and I'm talking noticeable progress on the hinge of the phone. I challenge you to go ahead and watch other Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 videos, and you will hear every YouTuber or reviewer or even regular people who are just talking about their brand new Z Fold 5 that they bought, they will talk about the hinge here, simply because it's just better. It feels better. If you've used the Z Fold 4 and then you happen to play with the Z Fold 5, you can immediately tell that the hinge is much better. It's smoother, it's firmer, it's just overall better. Samsung also focuses on user experience and the, you know, adaptability of the software when it comes down to this phone, right? Making it so that when it comes down to multitasking, this would be the number one phone. This is the best phone to multitask on. Multitasking on the Z Fold 5 here is unlike any other phone, even phones made by Samsung. It's simply the best. Now, I just wanted to go ahead and put that out. So to those of you who, you know, seem to think that the Z Fold 5 is the same as the Z Fold 4, which I truly believe it's because they've never touched the Z Fold 5. I challenge you to go to your local Best Buy and play with the phone. If you have the opportunity to get a Z Fold 4 from somewhere, play with that and then go to a Best Buy and play with the Z Fold 5, and you see if you can't tell a difference. But anyways, so this is just me talking about some of these more subtle differences, right? The more obvious ones would be things that I've covered during my full review of this phone, right? I've talked about the boxier shape that you have on the phone here. I've talked about the camera. I've talked about the platform, you know, that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which by the way makes such a huge difference, not only with performance, but with, you know, battery management, right? It's so battery efficient, right? This is still the same battery size you had on the previous iteration, 4400 milliamp, but it lasts a lot longer than it would on that previous one because the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is just so amazing. And of course, when it comes to powering through, you know, heavy tasks, nothing like it out there, you know, in the Android world. This is the phone to pick up. And I've mentioned Samsung focusing on the reliability on a folding phone, which by the way is absolutely necessary. This is a phone that folds, a display that folds. Of course, they have to make sure that it's reliable. You know, Samsung, of course, while focusing on that, they also focus on getting this phone, you know, in the hands of many out there. That's why their trade-in deals are always so good, right? I'm gonna have the link, you know, to the new deals that they have. They always have deals that, you know, they go ahead and change. Right now, the deal might even be better on some of the devices. I believe the Tab S9, you can actually get the book cover for free, not just partially. I could be mistaken, but anyway, so make sure to check out those deals. So if you are in the market for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, do not let other people discourage you. I encourage you to go ahead and order one and then play with it for the next, you know, for 2 weeks, for 14 days. They give you 14 days. If you don't like it, just go ahead and return. So if you were in the market, if you were truly considering picking up this phone, this is actually a good time to pick up one. So they still have those really, really good trade-in deals. If you want to go, I typically make some of those videos where I show you how to go on eBay and buy a phone so that you could come and trade with Samsung and get double the price or double the credit with Samsung. Look into doing that if you're seriously interested in picking up the Galaxy Z Fold 5 here. But anyways, this was just kind of a off-the-cuff video that I wanted to drop, sharing my take or more addressing, you know, this particular type of comment that I see, and I haven't seen it on just my video. I've also seen it in other Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 videos, and I've had discussions with other creators or other content creators, and we've come to the conclusion that it's simply because those people, you know, have not had the opportunity to play with the phone. And it makes sense, right? It's only logical that that's what they think. They see from the look, they see subtle changes and they think that's pretty much it, but it's a little bit deeper than that. So you have to play with the phone in order for you to be able to tell what's what. But anyways, that's just my take on this. Let me know. Let's get that, you know, back and forth going in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in that comment section. Make sure to share this video. Of course, make sure to subscribe, like the video if you haven't done so already. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I said. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.